Setting goals is very exciting, it's very nice, and in fact, it's a very necessary thing for everybody. And I believe that even as you watch this video, you have some certain goals that you want to do, and probably as I'm saying this or as I'm speaking in this video, you probably have some thoughts coming to your head about things that you want to achieve. Some people is maybe starting a business, some people is maybe buying a car, some people is maybe buying a house, or some people is maybe graduating, some people is maybe just being able to be with your family or spend time with your family even more. Those are examples of different kind of goals that we can be setting in our daily lives, or different kind of goals. There are different kind of goals that we can set. There is goals which you can set which are short term, and there's also goals which you can set that are long term. But regarding of the goals and whatever the goals are, the most thing that matters the most is really just accomplishing those goals, because it doesn't really matter by the end of the day the way that we start and the way that we begin pursuing those goals. The way you start, of course, you're going to be excited, you're going to be happy, you're going to be pumped up. Of course, that's the excitement that we people feel whenever we begin doing something that is new or something that we're just excited about. We want to pursue this goal, we want to achieve this goal, we want to get to this goal. But the only challenging part of achieving these goals is when we get discouraged, is when we start not to see the results that we are expecting whenever we begin going towards those goals. And it does happen a lot, as human beings. Whenever we begin doing something on a repetitive basis, whenever we begin doing something over and over, of course, sometimes it becomes boring, it becomes discouraging, because we're not really seeing the results. And sometimes it just requires for us to be a lot more patient, for us to be a lot more attentive, and to just continuously do the things that are required of us to do, instead of looking at what we are producing at the moment. And so it's very important, even as we are setting goals, that it's sometimes, hey, I get discouraged sometimes, and I can lose interest in certain things that I've been doing for a long time period. And in fact, hey, I'm still working on that. I'm trying to work myself out. I'm trying to stay with that grit of just being able to hold on to something for a long time period without losing interest in the first month or the second month or so. When you're setting goals, it's really an important thing to keep in mind. It's not just about how we start the goal, but it's necessary about how long we carry through that goal, how long we pursue that goal in our lives. It's very important. And so I wanted to mention that right now in this video, that setting goals is not really hard. The hard part of setting goals is really achieving that goal and really walking through the steps that are required to get to that goal. And so sometimes, like I've said, that you can easily become very discouraged. And so what is some things that I really do whenever I get discouraged? Because I understand that we as human beings, we always need encouragement. And of course, I need encouragement, you need encouragement. And I understand that we can sometimes feel very vulnerable to things, and sometimes we feel like, we're not really getting anything out of what we are doing. And so, like, how do you stay motivated, and how do you set your goals right? And so, the ways that I really set my goals and to really help me pursue my goals, because it's very important as well, whenever you come to setting your goals, it's really necessary that you set your goals based on the things that interest you, and not just based on the money or on the cash. Because I know that, in our society today, even in the times that we live in today, if something doesn't have the money into it, then we're not really following it. And so we've kind of lost the interest of really pursuing our goals, the goals that we like, but we are trying to pursue goals for profits and for benefits. And so I want to talk about this right now, because it's very important, even for myself as well. I've tried this as well. I've seen something, or I've seen an idea, or I'm like, this idea is a good idea, but what is it going to bring to me? Like, what is the profit of this idea? And so whenever we think about the profit and not really the interest, that's where like the bummer kind of begins to happen, because we're not really supposed to be so focused on how much it can bring. Sometimes we really do have to focus on the profits of the idea, of the goal, or whatever we have to get out of the goal. Because if a goal doesn't have profit, then what is the purpose of us even pursuing it, right? And so whenever we are pursuing a goal, it's always good to just keep in mind that you make sure that that goal is something that interests you, is something that has something that will help you, something that will sustain you. Because by the end of the day, if you are doing something that you're not really interested into, you will easily give up and you will easily walk away from it, because it's not something that is coming out from your heart. It's not something that is of interest to you. It's like me. You cannot tell me to go be a mechanic when I actually like to do something that has to do with exercising. You know, I like being at the gym, I like working out, I like running. And so when you tell me to go fix cars, or when I just go and set a goal of starting to become a mechanic, it really doesn't make sense, right? You know, even though the mechanics get paid a lot of money, you know, I shouldn't be pursuing that industry or pursuing that area, because I know that at some point the money is not going to mean so much. What's going to mean so much is how much am I liking what I'm doing. And so it's always good to consider that whenever you begin picking your goals, or you want to stay motivated, you know, through the journey or through whatever you are doing, that, you know, you're actually doing something that you really like. Even, you know, even in a personal development state, or you're trying to grow, you know, in your personal development, you're trying to grow yourself. You know, it's always good to discover things that you really like and things that you really want to do, instead of just focusing on chasing and pursuing the money, because you eventually become very discouraged at the end of the day. And so I want you to just keep that in mind, because it's very important to just pursue after things that interest you, because it's going to hold you in the moment, in that process, much longer than you could be holded by money, because money can get you discouraged. You know, people go to work all the time, people go to work for the money, but, you know, they come to the point and they quit. Why? It's because they just go do the job. They don't like the job, but you know what? They just do it because of the paycheck. And when you do things for the paycheck, it really just makes you lose the interest of what you're doing. And so you don't want to just be focused on the paycheck, but you want to be focused on knowing if you actually like what you're doing, because you actually want to do something for a longer time or period, and not just do it for a short time or period and then let it go. And so just keep that in mind, that make sure you like it and make sure you have a desire for it whenever you are doing it. And the other reason is you have to have a good reason to your why and why you're pursuing what you're pursuing, because so many times you can easily set goals and we don't really know the reason why we are pursuing those goals. And when you don't really have the reason why you're pursuing those goals, it's very easy to get dismotivated. It's very easy to give up out of nowhere, because, you know, you have no reason to why you're pursuing those goals. So whenever you have a reason to why you're pursuing your goals, that is going to help you stay motivated. That's going to help you stay longer, and that's going to give you a reason to get back up. It's going to fuel you up in the moments whenever you feel like you are being weak, whenever you feel like you have lost you know, interest, or you are getting bored. You know, it's going to lift you up back again. So you have to have that reason, that stronger why of what you're doing and why you're pursuing your goals. It's very important to keep in mind as well. And one more other thing, you know, things that really, it does really help me even in my aspect, and I feel like it's very important on my, you know, on my side when I say this one. So like, in order for me to stay motivated in my goals and to be able to pursue my goals, I really have to really begin writing things down, like from the moment and day one that I start pursuing my goal. And if you haven't been doing this, it's very important, and I would consider that you do it. And if you don't do it, that is fine as well. But I feel like this is very important, because it's something that I usually do as well. Just being able to track my progress and being able to see where I've been from the beginning to where I am right now, it's just something that will really help you see that, you know, there is something that is happening in your goals. There is something that is moving in your goal, because, you know, you don't want to just set a goal and then just leave it there and not, you know, not know where you're at. You know, you want to know that you have actually made a step further from where you were yesterday. It's very important, and it's very motivating, even for me myself, that whenever I set my goals, I like to journal down things. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do today, and I'm gonna see where I'm gonna be in the next month. You know, what have I improved on? Like, what have I gotten better than I was last month? And you'll be very surprised at how much progress you are making towards your goal. Even if you don't see it, you may not be able to feel it, but when you write it down, it will become much more easier for you to track down and to really understand that something is happening. In the moment that you know that something is happening, it's gonna give you much more strength and much more energy to keep on pushing forward, because you're like, you know, it's not staying the same. You know, it's not staying the same. So you just have to be motivated. And, you know, tracking down and writing things down is very necessary as well. It's just some ways that will really help you and, you know, continuously pursue your goal and continuously stay motivated. And I hope that this video is helping you guys. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, make sure you do so, and make sure you like this video as well, and that will be much appreciated from you guys. So I just wanted to share a bit about staying motivated, because I know that we all get in those different seasons where we become discouraged sometimes, or where we become very weak, or where we become very we lose a lot of interest in some things. And so I wanted to bring that out in this video, and I hope that this video helped you guys. If it did, please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time in my next video. And I'll be shooting a video on setting goals, of course, sometime in the future, but I just wanted to talk about this in this video so that I can tell you guys an effective way that helps me to set my goals effectively before I even set the goals that I'm looking to achieve. And so may you all be blessed and have a good day.